everybody, welcome to another episode of Chew Chat with Ron Rayfield and Justine Dorn. And today we have a meal that would suit a lot of modern homes, salad and pork chops. Except this is one from 200 years ago. From 1810 and earlier. So let's see how that works out, because we haven't actually tasted any of this yet. I'm a little worried about this whole salad thing because I'm really picky about the salad dressings I eat with my salad. Oh. And this is a 200-year-old salad dressing, technically, recipe. So let's see how that goes.
Well, thank you for not being worried about the pork, because as you've seen, if you have not yet, please go over to Early American and watch us prepare this meal. Over there, we cook it.
And here we eat it.
So I'm glad you weren't worried about my cooking, because I cooked the meat.
Ron made the pork chop this time. Well, thanks, because that was actually the hard part. That's the part that involved slaving over the hot fire, so I do appreciate that.
It was a little hot. When you're not used to it, and you get your hand in the flames, woo! And sure enough, she gave me the meat fork there that's about this long, when we've got two right there that are 2 foot long. Right?
I gave him this little tiny one. And then we actually have this one as well.
Yeah.
But it's like right there. He just didn't see it. So
blame it on me.
So for a while, Ron had a white rag covering his hand because he burnt himself. But
yeah,
it's up. Man down. Man down.
Let's eat. I'm hungry. This smells divine.
It does.
Sage goes a long way, but it smells so good.
It does.
With the sage.
And he made gravy too. Okay, so
let's pray.
Let's pray.
Lord, thank you for this food. Thank you for not burning my hand off completely in the fireplace. And thank you for the most wonderful woman in the world. Thank you. Amen.
Thanks, Ron.
You're welcome.
And amen.
Today, I am drinking some apple cider.
Oh yeah, give me some.
Even though I'm sweating as I was cooking, it is really nice outside today. The sky is blue, there's a breeze, and the leaves are starting to fall.
They are. It's September, technically.
Yeah.
September and October are my favorite months.
So I'm busting out the apple cider.
Excuse me.
Bless you. You like some?
Oh, yeah. So I'm mixing this up.
Tell them what's in it.
It reeks of vinegar. It has 1 egg yolk. It has vinegar. I put pepper and salt in it, which wasn't actually mentioned in the receipt, but it's implied. Because pepper and salt were in everything back then. And a lot of vinegar. Did I already say that? A lot of vinegar. By the way, a lot of vinegar. And there's also mustard in here.
We love mustard.
We do. And we have Parmesan cheese because there are some other salad receipts from this time period that have Parmesan cheese. This one didn't. And I feel a little sad about that. So I kind of want to mix and match some things. And okay, Ron, you can eat.
Okay. Been waiting to try this.
Good cider.
That good.
That good. That's Ron's formal review. That good.
That good.
Okay, let me go and pour this.
Save me a little. I'll take the rest of that, please.
Can I have a rag?
I was wiping my wet face.
Yeah, I just wanted something to put this under so it don't get... This is actually my apron. This tablecloth is one of my aprons. Thank you, Ron.
There we go. Make sure not to wipe my face with that part.
I'm scared to try this salad dressing. Oh yeah, cheese.
Yeah, I guess I could use some cheese.
And we have some black pepper just in case we need it, but I don't know if we will. Because I think this will be a really spicy salad.
It's very vinegary.
Is it?
Now before you say, wait a minute. They didn't have Parmesan cheese back then.
Yeah, they did. They had it in the Americas. In fact, they were so obsessed with it, they put on everything.
Parmesan cheese is like one of those popular cheeses in history because it keeps for a really long time because it's a hard cheese.
Yep, it's a hard, dry cheese, so it's really easy to ship it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm scared.
So you got cut up beets in this, and radishes, and the egg white.
Yep.
And we've got romaine lettuce, watercress, And what else is in it? Anything else? Or is that it? I think that's it.
I'm analyzing. I'm busy analyzing.
Oh.
That's actually not bad. But I do like vinegar-based dressings. But I was afraid of this one. Because this has a lot of vinegar.
It's definitely pungent with the vinegar. But at the same time, it's kind of silky. Because the egg yolk had dissolved in it because you mashed it up. And so it's strange.
It's strange. That's Ron's formal review.
I don't hate it.
Yeah. Also, it has mustard in it. And mustard greens. So it's just a really strong salad. It's really sharp.
Yeah, that's how I would describe it. Sharp.
It's sharp and he's adding more black pepper.
I love black pepper. You want some more pepper?
No. But what I will take more of is...
I want some.
Oh.
That's okay. You can have it.
Are you sure? Because I can scoop some of this off.
That's fine. Oh, thank you.
Do not say that I do not love you. There's all the proof you need.
I would never say that.
Actually, this ain't bad. That's my formal review. Put it in quotation marks. Actually, this ain't bad.
Not bad for rabbit food.
We do like salads. We eat salads, but this has everything in it.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, you know this. Really, it's not bad. It's actually building on me. What would you give it out of 10?
Out of 10?
Compared to other salads.
Compared to a modern salad. So if you put this on a plate, I would not think that this is a historical salad. It's just a strange modern salad. I would give it on a scale of 1 to 10.
10 is the best salad you've ever made in your life.
And 1 is like the worst. Like a gas station salad.
Yeah.
Don't ever eat them. They're bad. I'm going to give it a 6. Only because it's a hair dry. I love a wet salad.
Well, I did steal a lot of the dressing.
But the taste, I actually quite like the taste. Now, what I don't like is the radishes, because I'm not a big fan of radishes. But the dressing, I like the dressing, even though it is kind of sharp and pungent. Where are your manners, woman?
Do you mean the radish greens or the actual radish?
Oh, you put the radish greens in
Yeah,
there?
there are radish greens in here.
I don't know.
I didn't want to waste it. And we were already putting radishes in it anyway. And the radish greens are edible. So I thought I'll just throw them in there.
I gave it a 6. That's my official review, and I'm sticking to it. How about you? What's yours on 1 to 10?
7.5.
7.5.
I actually really like this.
Good.
Now, a 10 out of 10 salad would be one that has grilled chicken breast, goat cheese, artisanal homemade croutons, olives. You cannot...
Bacon.
You cannot... Oh, yeah, bacon.
Ranch.
Cheddar,
cheddar
I'm a
cheese?
salt and vinegar person.
Cheddar cheese.
Yeah.
What about blue cheese? We do love blue cheese.
Yeah, sure. Throw it all in there. And a lot of black pepper, too.
Yeah.
So it's hard to come close to that. But this is a 7.5. I think that most people would consider this to be highly edible. Highly edible.
You know what else highly edible? These pork chops that I cooked. And the gravy's good, too.
How's that raw sage, by the way?
It's good. Now, if I ate it by itself, it might make me choke, but
Well, yeah.
with the bite of everything else, you know, it's
Oh, yeah, you mix it in your mouth.
it complements it quite well. if I had to do it over, I would have threw my chopped up sage into my gravy when it was simmering. And let it kind of, you know, do its thing.
Yeah.
That's delicious. But this is good too.
I'm still eating this. I actually really like this. It's building on me.
You know, talking about modern salads and historical salads just now made me think of something. Things we take for granted today. Like the light bulb.
Light bulb?
Back in our time period, you know, there wasn't a light bulb. It was candlelight, torches, lanterns, oil lamps, and fire. If I was in a time machine and I went back in time, I think that would be the most toughest adjustment for me, would be no light, whether it be nighttime or...
It wouldn't be not having ranch dressing?
Well, that'd be one of them, but that's farther down on the list. But I think modern lighting is probably the most genius thing in history that's been invented.
Yeah.
Would you agree? Or at least, you know, the top, some people might say, well, indoor plumbing, but that's not as big a deal as light, to me. I think light, the light bulb is...
Yeah, it's hard to say, like, what is the most important thing?
Something that changed the world, changed everybody's world.
Electric guitars.
Well, that happened too, but that went until the 1940s.
Yeah.
But...
Deodorant.
Did you know that in the 1750s, Benjamin Franklin actually invented his own version of a lamp?
No, what did it look like?
I mean, this guy, he's one of them guys that walks into town and says, hey, I can make this better, I can do that. He's literally so smart. Like him and Thomas Jefferson, like the two most, what would you call it, inventors?
I'll admit, they don't look very badass, but they are.
Yeah, they're very scientific, badass guys.
Yeah, Ben Franklin, he kind of looks like the kind of guy that would just sit at home watching Wheel of Fortune while munching on potato chips. But he wasn't like that. I mean, he invented everything.
He invented sunbathing. He'd take a bath in the sunlight, so he'd be all naked. He called it sunbathing.
I did not want to know that.
Or an air bath, as they call it too.
I'm sure he didn't invent sunbathing.
Would you guys like to see a video on that? I can take my chair outside.
Nah, they couldn't even handle you with a shirt on.
Oh, I'll never forget that.
So these mustard greens, if anyone out there has never had mustard greens before, it really tastes very similar to just romaine lettuce. I don't know how to explain the difference. There's a very subtle difference.
Maybe they're more peppery?
Maybe. Like, this, I think this is a piece of mustard green. So just isolate it and tell me what it tastes like to you.
Rabbit food.
Can you be more specific?
Tastes like a green leaf.
Can you be more specific than that?
It tastes like all the other green leaves.
So it don't taste any different than romaine lettuce?
No, not to me.
Yeah, to me it don't. I think there's a little sharpness at the end of it. But I'm surprised because I thought it was going to taste really peppery or something.
I will say I prefer
How do you eat this?
the mustard greens like this versus in a skillet, wilted.
Oh.
Okay, I had a mustard green. It's the one that's kind of frilly, and it does taste. The piece you gave me wasn't. This is a mustard green.
My bad.
That's a mustard green. It does taste different.
Okay, let's see.
I don't like it by itself.
Oh.
Yeah, it is different.
Oh.
You howling at the moon?
Why is it so spicy?
Ow! Okay, I'm done.
My eyes are watering. sorry.
It is peppery.
That makes no sense. How come when I ate it all together it wasn't spicy, but then when I just isolated it was like eating a jalapeno?
I don't know.
How is that possible?
I don't know.
Okay, this is a piece.
Yeah, that's it.
Let me see if it does it again.
Goes back for more. Oh!
Oh! Why is it so spicy?
I don't know.
I don't understand. When I mix it all together with other stuff, it's not like that. But when I eat it on its own, it's like radish, jalapeno. What mystery is this? Have you tried it on its own?
Yeah.
Try it again. There's no way.
I'll go when I'm done chewing this.
Try a big old piece.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm picking
You
things out.
want me to be in discomfort? What else is new, right? I'm just kidding.
This is really good, Ron.
Well, thank you.
This is really good. Should you pass the gravy? I could put more gravy on there. This is very simple gravy.
I think I'll have some more too. I love this little ladle.
Mm-hmm.
Come from the pewter store in St. Genevieve.
Mm-hmm.
A lovely lady from Williamsburg bought it as a gift for us.
Thank you. We love pewter. We accept payment in food and pewter.
And gold and silver.
And gold and silver, but...
And flour and sugar.
Yeah, flour and sugar, but mainly pewter.
I'm sorry, I still can't get over the whole lighting thing. It's really... I'm thinking about it.
Your what?
Like... I honestly don't think I could do it.
Be in the dark?
Like
Okay.
when Daniel Boone went west through the Cumberland Gap. He ain't got no
Pitch
flashlight.
black.
No flashlight. You got bears, you got wolves, you got Indians, you got bad guys.
Yeah.
You got cliffs.
Cliffs.
You can just be walking. Ah! You're falling down.
Yeah.
If I grew up that way, I could do it. But if you were just taken back to it, it would really hinder you. Now, when it's a full moon at night, sometimes you can see, sometimes you can see color at night when it's full moon. That I could handle, but when there's no moon, and it's just... Now, don't be saying, hey, Ron's scared of dark, 'cause I'm not scared of dark.
He's scared of
what could happen in the dark.
spiders are hiding in the dark, and snakes are in the dark.
I just don't want to be eaten. Or killed. That's all. Oh yeah, and mountain lions.
Yeah. So for me, okay, what would be the hardest thing to go back in time? If I had modern context, and I went back in time. The lack of music, modern music, I think would really, really get to me. Because I like country folk dancing kind of music that they had back then. I like it. But you didn't hear that every single day.
Right.
You would have heard that at weddings, you would have heard it at balls, and they had country balls. It's not like only rich people went to balls. But also, if you were more wealthy, you could have afforded to hire someone to just come to your house and play the violin or the fiddle for you. Or sometimes people even had servants and even slaves, to be honest with you, that they could play the fiddle. And so they would just sit in the corner of the room and play the fiddle for you while you went about your day, almost like it's background soundtrack music to you sewing. But there's no rock and roll. There's no techno. There's no country music.
Nope.
There's
not even any jazz yet.
Well, I'm okay with not.
I think
I'm okay with missing out on that. Yeah. But there's
mostly.
There's no Stairway to Heaven.
There are songs with lyrics, but it's not really a big thing back then.
No,
it's mostly instrumental.
Yeah, there were songs with lyrics.
Right, there were some, but it wasn't like today. Almost every song has lyrics in it. That's what's popular. Back then, that might not have been the most popular option.
A lot of the songs back then that did have lyrics, besides Christian music, obviously, were very depressing. Like talking about, oh, I'm a widow, and my husband died at sea. I saw him drown from the ocean. Like, just sad stuff like that. Really, really sad. Our story.
Oh my gosh.
Let me chew.
I'm not gonna get that out of my mind.
What?
The song you just sang, or whatever that was.
It's always a
Don't
poor
give
widow.
up. Don't quit making videos. All I got to say.
Oh, I know. I know.
I'm just kidding. You have nothing to say.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Well, hurry up so I can talk about my thing.
I swallowed. So, some years back, I was a volunteer at a museum, and I worked the front desk. And on this one particular day, there was an event. And in the lobby of the museum, they hired a group from St. Louis, that's the nearest city to us, that specializes in playing 18th and early 19th century songs. And it's almost like a little mini orchestra that came down. I mean, it was 5 or 6 people, and they all played instruments in this...
Like quartet.
A quartet? Okay, and so this lady, she was singing, and so I'm sitting there, and they're maybe 15 feet away from me, and I do an 8-hour shift there as a volunteer. And so for 8 hours, this lady was singing these period songs with lyrics. All of them were about, I'm a widow, my husband died this way. That's what all of them were about. I would say maybe 70% were sailor, like my husband was a sailor and his boat sank, and oh, I miss my husband, how will I raise my kids, oh, I cry every night. Just like the saddest thing ever. And I'm just sitting there, I came there that day trying to have a good day. By the end of the day, I was like, it was so depressing. But that's what a lot of the songs back then were about, that had lyrics that weren't Christian songs.
Sorry if you've seen that. I got a bone. I tried to do it sneaky and they kind of seen part of it.
Oh.
But yeah. That sounds really depressing.
It was, sitting for 8 hours. It was basically like, it sounded like modern day funeral music. Yeah. And you know,
that's my best organ impression.
And you know, they always get a lady who's maybe 60 plus years of age.
Yes. To
sing these sad funeral songs. And that's who she was. And so, oh, my husband died. The water filled his lungs. Just sad stuff.
Okay.
For 8 hours. So, going back in time and listening to that music would not be my cup of tea. I would miss modern songs.
I like the harpsichord.
You do like the harpsichord?
Sometimes.
I like the harpsichord.
It depends on the song.
Yeah.
Wasn't that invented by Benjamin Franklin?
No.
Oh no, what's that thing called? With the,
it's been around before.
Yeah, with the what you call it? The glass that spins and you wet your finger and you put it on there. It makes
a bulb, like a little.
It looks like a cone. There's small little, and it gets bigger and bigger of the metal things.
I have no idea what that's called, but he invented that.
I'm pretty sure.
Well,
I'm going with it. I think he did.
If he did, then that guy really invented everything.
I could have swore he did.
That's cool.
Maybe the heat's getting to me and I'm being loopy. I'm sure somebody's gonna like really write me a whole comment like, you idiot, he didn't invent that. It's been around for 400 years. But I'm pretty sure he invented it.
The harpsichord, some people don't like the sound of it. They think it sounds... Yeah, they think it sounds like carnival / funeral music / just really high pitched. But I actually really like the harpsichord.
I don't mind it on some songs, but I do prefer the piano.
Mm-hmm. They did have the piano during this time period. But it had less keys than the modern piano, I think.
Maybe it just had a modern piano has like, is it flats and sharps? Is that the difference between the black and the white keys?
Yeah.
Maybe it was just all flat or just all sharp. There was no black and white keys. Maybe it was just one set of keys, maybe?
I think you're right.
Or maybe it only was one octave and didn't go up. I'm not sure. I'm a drummer, so I really don't know. So don't, take it easy. Don't.
And I'm just a singer, obviously.
No.
Oh, my husband! Haven't seen him in years.
Sounds like a horrible country song.
How will I raise my boys? Oh, his lungs filled with water. Oh, my husband died at sea.
Okay. We're losing people in the chat now.
A sad widow I be. This is pretty good, Ron. This is good.
I quite like it.
Yeah. You did the steak very good.
Even if you weren't walking through the woods at night, what if you had to write a letter? You know, people are so busy during the daytime, they did write letters during the day, but sometimes at nighttime after work was done, that was when you would converse with friends and take care of personal affairs, depending on what status you are in life. If you're working all day long, you can't take care of your personal stuff till afterwards, and it gets dark. You know how hard it is to write by candlelight? They make it look easy in the movies, but it's hard in real life.
Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Benjamin Franklin said that.
Did he?
I believe he did, yeah.
Wow, he just did everything.
He did everything. So in that case, wake up early and go to bed before the sun completely goes down.
Yes.
Yep. But I have read books from the time period that's recommended ladies do not sew at night because it can strain your eyes, and do not read at night because it can strain your eyes.
You know, that's another good thing. They had better eyesight, I bet, than we did, because with all the modern lights, and especially with screens, our eyes are just always strained. So maybe they had eye problems like we did where we couldn't see far away, but at nighttime and stuff, I bet on average they had better eyesight than what we do today.
They might have.
Their eyes were trained to see the darkness.
Maybe.
Like night vision.
I mean, honestly, there's still...
Like a cat.
There's still many places in the world where people don't have electric lights on every single street.
Yeah.
I mean, even in America, you go out to the country and there's a lot of gravel roads that don't have lights. A lot. But when you're in your own home, you want to see.
That's why sometimes we don't have one. It's in the bedroom, but it's a sconce. It has like a reflector thing on it. So when your flame is going, it'll kind of do this, and it kind of bounces the light. They had all kinds of little things that would transfer light or bounce light, if you will.
And they did have oil lamps by this time period, by the early 1800s. Now, Ron and I, we don't touch oil lamps with a 10-foot pole.
Especially in here, we don't want any accidents.
Yeah, I'm not an oil lamp person. I mean, some people, like if you are a homesteader and you live off-grid, some people, they swear by oil. Others swear only by candles. We are candle people. We think it's a lot safer.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to worry about accidentally spilling the kerosene on your arm and then erupting into flames, and then someone makes a sad song about it 5 years later.
Oh, how we miss Grandma. She was cooking cookies, and then she got cooked because she spilled oil. I can't sing. Whatever.
You get the idea. We don't want to become like Grandma, so.
But hey, by the early 1800s, a man named named William Murdoch invented what we know as the gas system today. Now, I did not know this until I researched it. I thought that gaslighting wasn't a thing until Civil War or a little bit after, but by 1800, in some of the uppity areas in the cities, there was gas pipes, and doing lighting lights, especially in the streets. Because before that, you were responsible for lighting the street lamp outside your house if you live in town. Before the gas lighting system was put in. So you yourself would go out there and fill it with oil or put a candle in it.
Yeah.
But William Murdoch, he invented the gas system.
Yeah, it depends where you live. Some places, they required you to take care of the own light in front of your house, and then other places there was a job, the village lantern lighter.
It just depended on the place, yeah.
Yeah.
And the year, because a lot of things changed as time went on.
Right. I'm very happy with this meal.
Good, so am I.
And you guys might be wondering, what are we going to do with this huge bathing deep bowl of salad that we have behind me? Well, we'll just keep it. It'll stay good until tomorrow.
How are you for supper?
Yeah, we can eat for supper. That's another thing I gotta mention, you guys.
What's that?
Dinner and supper.
Oh, yeah.
So nowadays, dinner and supper, the words are used interchangeably. That means your evening meal, right? But back then, 200 years ago, dinner was what we would now call lunch, and supper is what we would now call dinner.
Even 50 years ago, my grandparents called this dinner.
AKA lunch.
Yeah. They never
Wow.
said lunch. They always said dinner.
Yeah.
Or supper.
Yeah. So sometimes in our videos we use terminology that might seem shockingly incorrect to you guys, but you have to realize that English was different 200 years ago. And so that's all there is to that. I mean, 200 years, slang changes.
Yeah. The most prominent example would be receipt and recipe.
Yeah, we mention that all the time because I still have a lot of people that don't understand.
Or even how they wrote. You know, you get the little fancy S's the little fancy F's for where the S is supposed to be. It takes a while to get used to reading that.
Yeah.
And once you figure it out, you know, I can read it like normal now, but a couple years ago, I struggled so bad.
Right. Yeah, I can read a receipt now without even pausing for a millisecond. Like my mind just automatically translates it. So you get used to it.
Yeah.
But this was a really good meal, and we have something to show you guys.
We do.
We do have something to show them. Okay, so
do I know about it?
Hopefully, this whole time our chickens. Remember, we have chickens. Okay, so some of you have been wondering where our chickens at. Go back a few videos and we showed you our chicken coop. We have been not so secretly raising almost a dozen chickens. You think 4 was a lot that we had back then? Now we got like almost a whole dozen. Yeah, like 10 of them. So we have those in our chicken coop, but they were not old enough to be let outside because we don't want them to get eaten. We don't want to just let chicks out. That's pretty standard practice. You let chicks grow older in the coop, and then you let them out when they're about Cornish hen size or a little bigger. And so that's where they've been this whole time. And you know what? They are ready to come out, and we have not let them out yet, but we're going to do it for the first time on camera for you.